Sports Talk Live for the culture. What's up, Jonathan?
What's going on?
How's it going? Another day.
Another day.
Back on the scene, crispy and clean here on Sports Talk Live for the culture. Got a little bit things going on today. Saturday.
Yes.
Definitely getting it in down here, as we always do. Here on this Saturday, me and Jonathan co-hosting with me today here on this Sports Saturday. Got some things to get into, some changes on the horizon.
Yeah.
In NFL, big changes. Definitely, let's just jump into it. The NFL had conversations in the owners' meetings and been meeting with the Players Association, CBA, collective bargaining agreement, to try to hash out some changes that they wanted. And moving forward, what they want to do is lengthen this season. They want to add a game to the season, going from 16 to 17 games. They want to alter the playoff structure, where the playoff structure would be additional team getting in each conference. And then there will be only one team. The team with the best overall record in each conference will be the only team to get a bye. And that team will also get paid for their off weekend, because the teams with byes didn't get paid because they didn't play a game before. But that would change. And there also will be a shortening of the preseason from 4 games to 3 games. And there also would be less practices, associated with that. They have not talked anything about rosters becoming, expanded or anything like that moving forward. What do you take on this, Jonathan? Big moves in NFL.
I mean, we know it's about the dollar first, but I think it's cool. Somewhat, I'm a fan. I'm not a player, so
Yeah.
I don't know how the players would feel about this. I think it's cool. Because preseason, the last, it is what it is. We're working out somewhere to put your, get your back, get some players that's never going to play, get them some time. Maybe work on the last 10 spots of the roster.
Mm-hmm.
But I just would want them to change. I would want them to change also the seating. Whereas though you win your conference, you get a home game. I would want them to change that. Just change the seating of it. Best records are in. But that's not going to happen. But that's
you talk about winning your divisions. You talk about somebody winning their division at 8-8, and somebody who lost their division at 12-4 may not be out of the playoffs. But do you think that additional playoff games
is going to help that?
It's going
to help that. But I think the seating. I think that the team that has the better record should host the playoff game,
regardless if you won your division or not.
Regardless if you won your division, that's what I think. The team with the better record should host the playoff game. I'm the better team, but I got to go on the road. I don't think that's how it should be.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see moving forward if they would do that. But I think they're going to stick with, okay, you win your division. Mm-hmm. They really want to make the division games, because I think what they try to do is, I think through their scheduling, especially like with the Thursday night games and late in the season, you kind of play your divisional opponents.
Mm-hmm.
They really want to say, hey, this is important. These divisional games are really, really important, because they're about, if you win your division, you get to host a playoff game.
Right.
And so they really want to sell that piece of it as you move forward, going in the late season, that these divisional games are huge, because they're going to mean, hey, you're going to be hosting the playoff game. You want to host the playoff game, you got to beat the teams in your division and move forward. Mm-hmm. And in some years, some divisions like the NFC East this year was really down. It's been down for a while. But you can see those teams going basically almost winning division at 8-8, getting in and getting to host a game, versus some teams that could have a lot better record and even beating them in the regular season. But it'll be interesting to see moving forward. I think that the players are trying to really get the strenuous of practice down, get the preseason down, because the preseason, really, you only play one game, if that. Like, people are in for like minutes or seconds.
Mm-hmm.
You may get your starters in for some teams. Other teams take it a whole lot different. Bill Belichick, you may get your starting quarterback for 8 minutes a whole preseason.
Right.
Yeah, so why go forward with that when you could actually just cut off a game? We only the third, you get 2 games. The second one's going to mean something, and the third one everybody's going to sit out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think with a shortened preseason, you would see teams getting more preseason reps, or you feel they're still just going to hold out everybody that's of importance in the preseason?
No, I think it's going to be the same. I think they're going to play. They're going to play probably because normally what they play the first 2 quarters
of the third game.
Of the third game. So like you said, they probably do the same thing on the second game. They probably or they may just play the third game just to stay in shape right going into the season, since the season is the next day.
Yeah.
Since the season is the next week, they probably do it that way. They probably keep it the way it is and just play like that. I don't see them changing the reps because these guys is working out right now. It's not like they're coming out sluggish. They got to get the time and everything different down.
But they have so many. They have so many camps. They
right.
have so many. They have
right.
so many. The rookie camps, the preseason camps, the non-mandatory workouts. Where you go.
Right. So they're constantly working out. It's not like
And especially you get more when you get a new coach. You get some extra time. Like when you get a new coach, a new staff coming in, you get some extra practice times where you come in early and work on things just to get acclimated, new system, things along those lines. So you get a lot of that in. Early, so it really football is almost 365 days a year.
Right.
It's really no big time all season when they come in with these mini camps, as they call them.
Right.
You come in with the mini camps and you have 3 or 4 of those voluntary non-voluntary / voluntary camps, and really get to work on things. So when you get into the regular season, you're trying to find out who can play and who's not, and you pretty much have your roster together unless you make a lot of big free agency moves along those lines. But the football rosters change, but not change from the core too much.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And then you're talking about just getting acclimated into, football shape is the number one thing moving forward. But it'll be interesting. I think there's revenue to be gained. I think the extra game, they're looking for more revenue. They're looking for the playoffs, another revenue boost. So you have all these teams in the postseason. That'll probably give you more games, for advertising and playoff advertising to drive the dollar. We can't get enough football. But it's interesting because the conversation has always been about player safety.
Right.
And 17 games versus 16 games, 1 extra game versus 2 extra games. Do you think they'll eventually go to 18 or 17 is the cap?
Man, they may go to 20. We may not, see it, but money is always going to be the driving. If we just do this one small thing, money goes from this to this, So
yeah.
it's tough. So now playoffs is going to go into how deep in. So now we're looking at into February.
2nd February. Well, it's the second week. Well, I guess it will stay the same because you just got an extra team playing. You got an extra game on wild card weekend. So everybody, they'll keep the chain.
Yeah.
It'll be an extra game.
And the preseason is just stop earlier.
I think they'll start earlier. The preseason will start earlier than they start.
So the season will start a week early.
The Labor Day weekend, you think they'll start?
So if they do that, then it's going to push then.
Yeah, but if you start Labor Day weekend and, hey, football's back, it's Labor Day, Sunday, you're off Monday, try to get that big. Football's back and you're off Monday, let's everybody watch, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But will you do that Labor Day Monday night game, which I remember memorable games because we always used to go to League Island back in the day and get home and watch Monday night football during those days. But it'll be interesting to see moving forward how many games. I think it's going to pass. I think they're just hashing out how much the extra game and revenue is going to bring to the players. I think the players are for it. The players have no problem with the extra playoffs. That's more revenue for them in the postseason, and interesting format. Really making the best record in the conference mean something. That really is going to mean something now because you're the only person that's really going to get a bye. not the first two teams. Only one team gets a week off, and that's the team with the best record, which really values games.
Yes, a lot.
It values interdivisional games, interconference games. It really makes the games more and more valuable.
Right, and another thing this is going to do now, it's going to make more teams be playing their last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
More teams are going to be playing their last 2 weeks. It's not, we already clinched, we this, we that. No, everything can be flipped around, Even a team that's out of it but in it, like they get to play now,
Yeah, you have that extra game because you're worried about extra playoff game, extra team. People will be relaxing. Yeah. But no, there's no
them
reason
adding one extra team, that's going to add probably 3 more teams in the hunt.
Yeah,
that can make it. Comes down to that last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and so you have an opportunity for less and less lame duck games,
right? Because
you got more teams can get into the playoffs. And the best record has more value ever before.
Right.
It's like we're not the top 2 gets the best record. Only the top 1 gets to get that big bye week rest. Moving forward. So that'll definitely be interesting and definitely make people willing to play more. The NFL is 24/7, 365 days a year. So they really got interest in pumping, and it's interesting how they bring this out right as pitchers and catchers report, so they want to stay right after the All-Star.
Oh yeah, they want to stay relevant all year round.
They want to stay in the headlines, definitely moving forward. The other news, we talk about the draft. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's made some news saying, "Look, he has leverage. I do have leverage. The Bengals have their process. I have my process." We haven't gotten to the NFL Combine yet. There's a lot of things that can happen leading up to the draft. A lot of information to be gathered. There's some talk and some advice has been given that Joe Burrow should not associate himself with the Bengals organization. He should pull a John Elway. He should pull a Eli Manning. Steve Bartkowski, drafted number 1 in 1975 by the Atlanta Falcons, a little before your time, Jonathan. He said he regretted going to the Falcons and that he should look to pull an Eli and John Elway. What are your thoughts on this?
So what is he actually going to do? He gets drafted and he won't sign the contract, so he's going to sit out.
Yeah, like they still got you. Like, what, you going to take a whole year off?
Yeah, he's going to take a whole year off, I guess he's saying.
But here's the interesting thing. The interesting thing with the number 1 pick, everything is slotted now. He has more to lose because back before, when you were taking the number 1 pick, you were crazy contracts.
Oh, yeah.
The contracts were insane. Like, for guys who've never played in the league before. And the Players Association kind of because they're not in the league, kind of voted to slot those rookies. The players really didn't mind because when these rookies come in and get these big contracts, it just pushes the contracts up for everybody. A rookie that hasn't played is getting this much money, and I've been successful, All-Pro, All-Star. That means you got to pay me more money. So the owners were happy to slot that player, slot the first round, and and some veterans were like, yeah, I'm ready to slot it too because I don't want the rookie getting more than me. But you come in at the number 1 pick in the draft and you have life-changing money, number 1 pick in the draft, whether you throw a ball or not once you sign the contract.
Right.
So now you have, if you get traded out of that spot, it's interesting. If someone trades up to get the number 1 or they still draft you and trade you, you're still the number 1 pick. What you don't want to happen is the Bengals go, all right, we take Chase Young. Somebody may try it up to get you or not, or just sit on you in 3. Now you've gone from 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. That's a lot of money you've given up. A lot of guaranteed dollars that you've given up. The number 1 pick, I think overall in the draft as a quarterback, he's probably still going to get about $40 million guaranteed for that 5-year contract. So what do you think about the whole philosophy of, okay, this organization, I don't want to be part of it. Don't draft me, Joe Burrow.
Nah, I don't like it at all. And they need to do something with it. I don't think that this should not even be said in sports, no sports. I'm not just this, you get drafted. You got to play for you. Number 1, you got to play for the worst team. That's just how things go.
And the Bengals have made playoff runs, but they just haven't won in the playoffs.
Right.
the thing about the organization is known for penny pinching. They're known for a lot of things around the league and haven't been successful. Those people who have won aren't there anymore. That got into the playoffs, didn't win in the playoffs, but got into the playoffs aren't there anymore. And it's been a notorious penny pinching franchise around who they're going to do. The Bengals have had talent on their roster.
Right.
They've had a lot of talent on their roster. And if you look at Cincinnati, and if you look at what they're trying to do moving forward, you thought it was a really good match because Joe Burrow is an Ohio kid.
Right.
Maybe he wanted to play for the Browns. So you got him going essentially back to his home state, maybe a home team that he rooted for, and the rebuild process. The Bengals needed a quarterback, but now the talk is, and a lot of people, even Carson Palmer, has come out and say, yeah, don't do it. But ironically, Carson Palmer takes those checks, so I mean, he signed with the Bengals twice. But he got the big money as a free agent quarterback and then re-signed with the Bengals.
And they had a nice run. I don't know why, he just ran into Baltimore in their prime,
Well, he got hurt in that pass play against the Steelers that year.
Yeah.
When his knee got taken. That's when it was, and everything kind of went downhill from there. Injuries happen, but he was advised and he not. And it's interesting to see where this winds up because there's some tools out there at quarterback. There's been some talk about the Dolphins, wouldn't tool or may trade out the spot. There's a lot of things going on, and the Bengals franchise, I guess, has earned this right to have this kind of second thoughts about going to their organization. I think Kobe Bryant's dad said best when Kobe came out. He said, Jelly Bean, he said it wasn't about being the number one pick. It's about being associated with a tremendous organization. If you have the opportunity to go to the Lakers organization, you go to the Lakers organization. That's how it is.
Yeah, I don't like none of this. Like even the talk, like I have leverage, they have their process, I have my process. Yeah. So like an owner will just go somewhere else. Like that don't even sit well. That now you're going to come into camp after you didn't give everybody mixed feelings that you don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So it's like I would go somewhere else. I mean, Tua we don't know how his health is and everything else. Yeah. So it's a little different. He just better be happy. Clemson is not in the draft this year because it would have been a done deal.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow has had one tremendous year.
Right.
I mean, he was, and people grow and develop, and that's a part of the process. You are a prospect. You may 4 or 5 years now be better than you were. His ability to go to LSU, transfer, play 2 years down there, and develop. Tua, before the injury, was the man from the start. He was pressing, got in the championship game, won that for Alabama. So he's been the guy and played like the guy longer than Joe Burrow has, if you take the injury part. But that's the whole thing, that hip injury, you don't know moving forward. This is a grown man league in the NFL. People are coming to get you, how that plays out. But Burrow's camp, and maybe, this is just a thing where, you have to do your due diligence. You have to put all things out there for you to seek the best deal possible that you can get, moving forward. But it's going to be interesting as we get closer and closer to the draft. Will he pull the Eli John Elway and say, look, I don't want to be with your organization. It's in your best interest not to draft me. And that's going to be the key.
It looks like he is for him. If this is really his words out of his mouth, it looks like he is, because normally you just say, look, at the Bengals, when it's the talk that you hear about, oh, he may not want to play, you still would not give, a message out like that. Like you say, oh, I do have leverage. That's all. Like that's so controversial right there. Like that's so, then they have their, I have mine. Normally you would say, if the Bengals draft me, I'll be happy to play for the Bengals. That's just how you would leave it, even though y'all even discussing things behind closed doors.
Yeah.
For you to come out and put this statement out, I think I'm thinking he is gonna, do what he wants to do, and that's the thing. He got Carson Palmer, someone that's been there, tell him that ain't where you want to go because of this and that.
And Steve Burkowski saying that too. For going to the Atlanta Falcons, like I wish I didn't do it.
And then they saying, look at Eli. If Eli would have went to the Chargers, he would have never got a ring. Now he's going to the Hall of Fame, even though. And
you look at the Chargers. The Chargers are kind of in limbo. Like a lot of people are talking about the Chargers now. Yeah. As far as they moved on from Rivers. It's an organization you can't trust. Yeah. They're in California, which nobody cares. They're so far away from their fan base. Mm-hmm. Are anybody really going to go see them in that stadium out there? I mean, they're fans. Don't get me wrong, but it is California. Mm-hmm. They're going to go out. In my East Coast hardcore bias, they are going to go out and support them. So it's a thing where people, and one of the things that you want to make it a possibility for him to say, hey, there's a stronger possibility for him to do this, because now with the slotted rookie contracts,
right,
your second contract is your contract. Mm-hmm. Because before, once you came out, when it wasn't slotted, you got career money day one.
Right.
As the top number one draft pick quarterback, you're set. Your great grandchildren are set. Mm-hmm. Those contracts were just enormous. And
messed that up. Did Russell mess that up?
Oh, the Raiders quarterback?
Yeah. He messed that up for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. I'm watching films where the tapes were blank. But yeah, so the second contract is huge, and if you get with an organization where you are not going to have success, you're not going to have the potential to boost your stardom and your brand and just be able to be successful because you feel the franchise and organization is inept to not winning, you're not going to get to the playoffs, you're not going to do those things. Your second contract it's not going to be there for you. And the third contract, please, they're always looking for the discount already. Mm-hmm. And that's interesting because we talk about that and we can move forward. We're going to hit two things because we can talk about that in dealing with Dak Prescott and what he's going through right now. But I wanted to jump in. Drew Brees says he's coming back. Drew Brees says he's coming back to play. He's going to be there. Mm-hmm. That's him. He's going to be in New Orleans for another year, so that's another shoe to drop. So you have Teddy Bridgewater, and now the whole thing about Matthew Stafford talk. And a lot of people believe Brady really wants to go back to Tampa Bay, but they're just talking Tennessee because they really don't have any leverage or who might want him. Mm-hmm. So what do you think on Breeze coming back, and what do you think it does for Bridgewater? He's not going to go back and back up another year, you think?
I like Breeze coming back. I think he wants to come back. I think it's the right decision for him to come back. Yeah. He didn't really show a real down year, nowhere.
He wasn't down. Like, he didn't go down like Brady went down.
Yeah.
Like Brady's numbers fell off.
Yeah, even when, he got injured, his hand, he still came back and lit it up, Then had the bye week and still was playing good football. He pretty much went to a nail biter with San Fran, so he showed that he can put up points he put up those points on San Fran, arguably, easily top 5 defense last year.
Yeah. So,
and he put up 40-something points on him. So, he showed that he can score, Mm. So, but with Teddy, it's going to be tough, It all depends on what kind of contract they feed him. I mean, like you said, it's not always about, do he go to Tampa Bay and try to play there? Mm-hmm. That's a good fit. I like him in Tampa Bay, but I don't know if he has the big arm that they normally like to have.
What about Tennessee?
I like him for Tennessee also. Yeah, I like him, but he may want to just stay another year. If he can talk to Breeze and Breeze is saying he's done that to this year, then that's something different. But if not, I think he needs to move because Breeze doesn't seem like he's done next year. I don't see it yet. I don't. Normally you play a year where we all see that you're done.
Yeah.
Like Brady's going to play another year. Like we see that Brady should retire now. Yeah. He's going to play another year. Like Peyton played a year where we was like he should have retired last year. Yeah. Like so
he got benched on that year. Then the guy got hurt or didn't do well, and he got back in on that defensive-led championship run.
Right. So Breeze didn't hit that year yet. Almost like a boxer that got to get beat up bad.
Yeah,
like we knew he should have left the fight before that, but he wanted to take this fight, and then he got beat real bad and he knew it was done. Like I think Breeze hasn't hit that game that season yet where we're looking at him like, yeah, it's over for Breeze. Then he plays one more year and then that's it. So I don't think I think Breeze is going to play at least another 3 years probably. So with that being said, I think Teddy should move, just for himself. And, more money is always more money.
Yeah, definitely. More money is more money. And you want to play. I think the players want to play.
Right.
The opportunity, you feel there's only 32 positions of these in the world, and if I can get opportunity to go somewhere and start, I'm gonna do it because your shelf life as an athlete is slow.
Correct.
And it's not that long, and
he can get hurt in practice and be done.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks have a little bit longer. Now that they're stringing it out more because of the rules and the way they play and things. But at the same time, it's still a short window where you can be effective, and you got to take everything that you can and every opportunity.
You can even have it set up so you come back in 3 years.
Yeah.
Or go somewhere else and play. Like you like it. You can talk to them and tell them you like the offense, you like the book, you know the offense in and out. I come back in 3 years though once I know Breeze is done.
Yeah.
That's
how it goes. But they have number 7 down there, Jason Hill. So he said he wants to play quarterback too. Yeah. But we have to wait and see about that. Definitely. But the other top story talking about quarterbacks, and when you look at quarterbacks, is Dak and Emmitt Smith's comments on Dak's contract, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Jerry Jones, but his players ride or die for him. And the interesting part about it is that Emmitt had a holdout back in 1992 and got paid, and Emmitt wanted more money than Dan Marino at that time.
And the Cowboys lost 2 games, right?
And then end up getting more money than Thurman Thomas, who was the number 1 back in the league. But Emmitt's contract demands. Emmitt was MVP of those championship teams, but Thurman Thomas, he ended up getting more money than Thurman Thomas, $100,000 more, I think, than Thurman Thomas on the contract at the time. He was playing at the time, so he knows about the money. He knows about the contract. For Emmitt Smith, basically said, "Look, Dak, if you take a lesser contract and you can get money on endorsements on the back end, you're quarterback of America's team. That'll free up some money for Amari. That'll free some up for other things that can make the team more successful." A billionaire like Jerry got people, millionaires, fighting for him, so he has to pay less, which is interesting. But at the same time, if I'm Dak, this kind of shows me that, look, you guys really aren't on in on me. If you have a franchise quarterback, there's no debate. If you think you got a franchise quarterback, you take care of that contract and you move forward, and then we go on as an organization to see what pieces we can do after we secured our first quarterback. So Dak's going to stand up on him because during the time Dak started for the Dallas Cowboys, the average quarterback salary was $16 million. Dak made $2 million a year, basically. So he's looking at it from, look, you guys got a discount for 4 years. 4 years of me starting, you guys got a full discount.
Right.
And the other player, the left tackle, the guard, the center, the defensive end, they got paid commensurate to top players at their position in this league. And I feel as though if you don't, whatever you feel about me, I'm the starting quarterback for the league. I feel as though I could be paid, on par. So first, the 2-part question: What do you think about Emmitt commenting on these contract negotiation as an all-time Cowboy, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest Cowboys ever, commenting on this?
Well. I'm mixed feelings. And the reason why is because I was watching something. It was like you don't talk about 3 things. Their mom, wife, and their
children and their money.
Children and their money. Yeah, so 4 things.
Yeah.
So, but me personally, as coming from Emmitt, maybe Emmitt's trying to look at, he wants the Cowboys to win, and that's the best chance of us winning if you pull the whale money out, which is not, because the Cowboys have a lot of cap space. You can still pay Dak and still pay Amari. That stuff can still happen because they have the money right now. But I think that's what Emmitt is getting at. We can get more and more pieces.
Yeah.
The money will be there. Just be patient, which you can't be. And it's coming from someone that held out. So that's another thing. But. a lot of things, like even us as fans, sometimes we want the people to get the big contracts.
Well, Emmett, did he hold out? Was he under contract? I have to look. Technically, you could say maybe he held out, but I'm not sure. He might not have been under contract. But go ahead. Same difference. He wasn't in camp.
He wasn't in camp. He ain't play.
Yeah.
So so you taking that with Emmett, for Emmett doing that, Emmett holding out, and missing the 2 games, that's kind of like, I wouldn't have used Emmett if I was Jerry, but I guess he didn't have nobody else.
Well, Mike said some things too, but go ahead.
Yeah, but
Troy said get the money.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Troy said y'all should have been paid him, so he couldn't use Troy.
You should have been paid him because he's done his work. He's won a playoff game. He's did things that pretty much almost like Cowboy curse in the last 10, 15 years. He's done those things, and you got and he like you said, he's done them with being paid $2 million.
Yeah,
so you gotta pay him, and but a lot of us, we want the people to get the big contracts, but we don't understand when they get the big contracts that is going to take money from strong our team. We should, as fans, we should want them to get a little bit less money to build more pieces around the team, because we're a fan of the player, but this is our team as a group. We're almost looking at it like, we hooray everybody. Oh, he got $60 million. My guy got this. My guy got that. Well, now somebody else is gonna get that DN that's coming for him instead of us. So I got mixed feelings about it.
I think you just can't comment on it. I think I would not tell a man to take less. I would never tell another man, look, I never comment on another man's pockets. That's just me.
Right.
I love him, all-time great Cowboy, but I was like, look, y'all paid every other position compensatory on what the top of the market was, and if you feel I'm not a top quarterback, you need to come out and say it. Because like we always say, money talks, everything else runs the marathon.
That's it.
So you're saying like Dak's, a top quarterback, he's our guy. Well, you don't have to pay him for that. Like
you gotta pay him like he's your guy.
Like in any negotiation, and then you don't want to be like that, but in any negotiation, if you go into the dealership, oh man, I love this car. This is my dream car. This is the best car. I always wanted that car. That dealer not coming down off that price too much. Nah. If you walk in there, you know what I mean?
Nah.
and
you gotta walk past it a couple times. It's all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's all right. I got other things to do. I gotta go. I'll get back to you. I don't know. I may just get this one I'm in fixed up, and move forward with that. But that's the interesting part about the NFL when you get into the business part about it. It's business, and you can't, take, everything personal. Like you gotta have big shoulders. Like,
right.
look, we're negotiating in good faith that we want to get a deal done. But they have to get a deal done because 2 things: if you franchise him, all that money counts on the cap. Then you're probably not going to bring back Amari Cooper. You can't franchise tag 2 players,
right?
So, and then you're going to sign Amari. And plus, you've already played the running back as the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
So either and that may be a move that comes back and haunt you because what's the life shelf of a running back? It's shorter than the life shelf of a quarterback. But I think at the time everybody felt, well, Zeke was more important, this and that. But like I keep telling you, as great as a running back is, you're not going to do anything in this league unless you get some kind of quarterback play.
Correct.
Regardless, you need a quarterback. Even if you limit him to 20 throws, them 15 of them 20 throws got to be on point.
Yep.
Definitely. So
they got to be third downs, 34s, completions to tight end, wherever.
Red zone.
Yeah.
Red zone is definitely where you got to come in strong at. And if you look at, the Cowboys moving forward, it's going to be interesting because not paying him and not being able to get it done shows where the organization is for me. Like, everybody else got their quarterback done. The Rams may overpay Goff, but they got the deal done. Right. Like, whatever. Before Mahomes takes this quarterback market out of the, spectrum, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before he gets his $45 million a year and brings everybody else up. Like, I'm not good as Mahomes, but I want to be around him, So you had the opportunity to get that done before the market shift and the market shakes. But moving back, but I think a lot of people in the effect that Tom Brady had taking less money, but everybody doesn't have a wife that makes much more than them at home.
Everybody doesn't have a wife that makes more than what you make.
Making as an NFL top quarterback, in the bank. You know what I mean? She big bank, he little bank. So like everybody is in that situation. So now these owners are walking around. Oh, they're and it's all about trying to make money and make more profit. So the owners are saying, well, if these players don't take a little bit less, they're really not loyal to the team. No, it's not that they're not loyal to the team, but business is business. Money is money.
Yeah.
So if I'm the best and I'm on par with the best, then you got to see what you're going because what are you going to do? You're going to get into another what the Redskins got with Cousins situation where you stay on this time, you franchise the player a couple of times, which hurts your cap because all that money places on the cap that you can't build a team on. Either you got to make a decision. Either you are a guy or no, we'll have a quarterback that's interim till we find the guy that we want, and we'll load up on other positions and maybe draft somebody. Yeah. Some talk.
I don't think y'all can take that chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all not, y'all didn't get as far as y'all wanted, but y'all know y'all team is talented. So
Yeah.
I think y'all window was shrinking if y'all can't take 2 years off from trying to compete.
Because all these guys are here. Like
Right.
the offensive line's a certain age,
Yeah.
the defensive end, how long you guys going to play. It's a short shelf life in the NFL, for playing and being competitive on a championship level. Just take a look at the Carolina Panthers. When they made their run with Cam, you look at all the talent at defense, Cam, the wide receivers, the running backs. That team's totally different now.
Everybody's gone.
The linebackers are gone, retirement, or just
it's only right that Cam moves on from that. Even if they want to sign him, I would just move on.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look familiar to him no more.
But everybody thought, well, dang, Carolina's going to be back for a minute.
Right.
But football's not like that sport. Football is like, the rosters change, and it's a tough sport. You need a few breaks to go your way.
Everybody loved that team we had, San Fran at that time with Kaepernick and Patrick Willis and Varl Bowman and everybody. They thought, San Fran was going to be coming back.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It changes quickly. You know what I mean? Yeah, it changes real quick in a heartbeat in a second. But definitely, the NFL always there. You got training. We got the draft coming up soon, and a lot of moves will be made. It'll be interesting to see how the thing falls out. Definitely with the contract, but that's probably the quarterback contract. And Cowboys is probably the biggest thing in the NFL right now. I'll see where that goes. The NBA had their All-Star weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good weekend. And a hometown man.
Oh, yeah.
Derek Jones Jr., slam dunk champion from Chester, PA. What Chester makes Chester. Won the competition. I felt he won. This man felt differently.
Casper.
Gordon. What do you think about the dunk contest? Gordon said he's not participating anymore. He says he has the most 50 dunks in the NBA history of the contest and no crowns.
Yeah.
Is it scoring or?
I mean, I wouldn't participate no more. For one, it's a young man's game, and he's still young, but it's first 3 years, that's slam dunk contest. You don't need to do it after that. That's why I kept telling everybody LeBron's not going to do it. Everybody keeps saying LeBron owes us a slam dunk thing. He just owes us one. But he's not doing it. If he didn't do it his first 3 years,
he ain't doing it at 17 years.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, Gordon, I like him, but I think I want to say he got snubbed. It was a good contest, and it just left it like that. It was good. But he definitely did his thing.
Yeah. He's had some memorable dunks. I thought he should have won the last one. But it's just interesting the way they did the scoring. If you just take your best dunks, I thought he would have won. He has more 50 dunks in the era of this dunk contest than anybody. He has 8 of them, and he hasn't won a crown. He was, a lot of things happened in Chicago. I think one year Michael beat Dominique in Chicago, and Dominique won that dunk contest. Everybody knows that. But,
but they said he did the same dunk, the windmill. He said he kept doing that or something.
Yeah, so it's all subjective.
Well, Jordan actually said out his mouth. He said if we was in Atlanta, Dominique would have won this dunk contest. Because I did. That's what actually was my research was on. My senior project was on the NBA.
And, the NBA, National Basketball Association.
Yep, high school. My senior project was, and when I did the research, Dominique was upset about it, but he said, "Hey, this is what happens when you're in Chicago." And Jordan actually said if it was somewhere else, definitely if it was Atlanta, Dominique would have won this slam dunk contest this year.
Yeah, they it's interesting because I think Gordon has said he's not playing, but he's also said, "Look, I'm ready to focus on getting us in the playoffs now."
Yeah.
That was All-Star Weekend. I thought I was robbed twice. I'm not participating anymore, but more importantly, I'm looking forward to get focused and get us in the postseason.
Yeah, which
Hopefully, now I hope my Sixers don't see him because for some reason they beat us definitely down in Orlando. The game, Team LeBron versus Team Giannis, very competitive. One of the best games they've seen in the fourth quarter. It really meant something. Like they were going at it.
Yeah.
You know, definitely wanted to win. Definitely wanted to come out on top with LeBron and Team Giannis. It was a good game. What did you think about that fourth quarter?
Oh man, I liked the fourth quarter a lot. I think the fourth quarter really meant, like you said, it meant something. And I think once when you got Giannis and once LeBron, you know, those two, and once LeBron, they made their mind up that this was gonna count. Once they made their mind up, all the other stars just fell in line and said, okay, we're gonna play now. You know, they had the best lineups out there. They took Luka out and put Chris Paul in. Luka was supposed to play because he was the more votes, but they put Chris Paul in because they went with their better lineup, Team LeBron, and they had to come back from a 9-point deficit. Too, also, so it was definitely tough. It was a good game. I think they should keep that format or something similar to that with the last fourth quarter being that.
Yeah,
and I think they should. They're going to play more because it's like if that was a 9-point deficit, they had to come back by.
Yeah.
So if the game gets out of hand those first three quarters, that 24 points is not going to matter to y'all that much. Y'all going to just lose, you know, because you got to come back from 15 down to, you know, that's not going to happen. You know, you're not going to do that. So it was definitely a good game. I don't know how sure. Anthony Davis said he missed the first one on purpose. He said he would hit it off the front rim to just put the pressure on him and make the excitement just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it worked if he did do it. You know, it was crazy. You know, everybody was looking.
The 157,
Yeah, but that was a tough game, man. You know, and Giannis came to play. He wasn't giving up. He wasn't taking those shorts out there. Yeah. Kyle Lowry taking charges out there.
Yeah. So everybody, it meant something. Definitely. And I think it was a tremendous All-Star weekend. Got to get the All-Star weekend back in Philadelphia. It hasn't been back in a while. Got to get it back.
What I think they need to add, one more thing, I think they need to add the winner hosts the home games. It has gets the home record and then in the championship.
Well, you have to make it conference versus conference then, don't you?
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you got to go back to that, right?
Yeah.
You have to go back to conference versus conference. So if they did that, I think they should make it that and go back to that.
Like baseball does.
Yeah, I think that it would be more important, you know, to the teams.
Yeah, definitely. NBA, moving forward, we took a look last time at the All-Star break, what the records were and how the playoff matchups would be at the All-Star break. Do you think this is going to change much? I mean, you think the Sixers they'll definitely make a move. I think the Sixers can get to fourth or maybe third. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, I think the Clippers may come back up.
They're gonna knock Denver out of second. Denver's not gonna hold that second spot.
It's tough.
But Denver's playing ball though.
They're playing ball, but I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, it's gonna be similar to this. Yeah, I think it is, and I think these are the actual teams. I don't think no one is getting in especially not on the West.
Yeah, the West is kind of locked. Yeah. You know, you don't know what happened. Well, Brooklyn may slide back. Kyrie's not there. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Kyrie. I think good as they brought it up. He brought up Brooklyn. He is out for the remainder of the season with shoulder surgery. He's missed a tremendous lot of time. Also got voted the Players Association leader or whatever for the NBA. That was shocked. Ken Perkins said something that said, like, this guy's not a leader. Why did y'all nominate him? But that's another story. What do you think about Kyrie? What has Kyrie's career been so far, Irvin? Great talent, one of the best handles, can get you points. But as being the man, is there an opportunity for him to grow and be able to lead a franchise to a championship as the man, as the franchise guy?
Well, I think we all know that's a no, And I think he knows it's a no. That's why he teamed up with Durant. You know,
Okay.
so I think he knows it's a no, and I think we all know that's a no. And I think that was the perfect reason why I teamed up with Durant. I can't go team back up with LeBron. You know, so why not team up with he's arguably one of the best scorers in history.
Yeah.
So I don't think I think he knows it's a no. I think the surgery was right on time, actually, right on point. Why waste more this season?
Yeah.
Why mess your arm up more? You know, we really focus on next year. We know we're not coming out this year.
Yeah.
So we focus on next year anyway. So why not get the surgery done now so we can be at full strength next year instead of you playing through it and turning it up more and trying to get the surgery in the off season. Now you missed the first 20 games and why? You know, and we're trying to get you and Kevin Durant on the same pace as it is. So I think it was definitely perfect. You know, if they slip out the playoffs, it's fine. Like nobody's looking for him to do anything anyway this year. So I think it's a good move that he should have. And then with him becoming, the representative, he's like the third or fifth guy on the list.
Okay.
Because Chris Paul is number one, and then Andre Iguodala is the second man. And then he's like the third or fourth guy. I believe it's five of them. I mean, he's like the third or fourth guy on the list. He replaced Pau Gasol. I mean, maybe because Pau Gasol not playing no more, so they didn't really, feel as though he would have had the best interest maybe for the players. But a lot of people say that he's a smart guy.
Like, yeah, he is.
A lot of people say he's a smart guy. Then a lot of people says he tries to be smart. He wants you to believe he's a smart guy. He's not.
Does he still believe the Earth is flat? He's a flat earther. But people say things.
But so I mean, look, I think it's gonna put more pressure on Kyrie.
Okay.
So now you got to deliver a little more. Now you're a bigger person. You're a bigger part of this NBA now.
Yeah.
So now I mean make him deliver on a higher level.
We shall see moving forward, but it's going to be hot and heavy now. You shouldn't see too much more load management. We should be in the people trying to play for seeding, play for home court advantage. Want to jump into those 10-9-8 76ers. We always do our 76ers clip. Came back, Ben didn't play, beat Brooklyn in overtime Thursday night. Moving forward, they've moved Horford to the bench where he belongs, and he's going to be a backup center. A lot of money for a backup center. Can't see him being on the team next year as a backup center at that money. Do you see him next year being on the Sixers?
Unless things fall and they're able to get a point guard or shooter for him, but if they don't,
they're talking about Buddy Hield for him. Get Buddy Hield out of the Kings. He don't want to be trapped in Sacramento.
That would be an awesome move. That's someone that can shoot the lights out. Like Buddy Hield can really, really go.
That's a heavily loaded Sixers favorite move. Yeah. But if he doesn't want to be there. And I don't know what the Horford's contract is. I don't know the sign where they can get out of it, or just it's something where you move, get Hield's money off if he doesn't want to be there, and then just buy out Horford if you're Sacramento, and you move on from there.
A lot of Sixers fans is going crazy a little bit. I overheard two Sixers fans talking at a brewery, and they were saying that y'all may need to go the Houston way and get rid of the big and keep him in space and keep Ben in space, and how they're treating Westbrook. They need to let Ben be able to penetrate and have that lanes opened up. And
it's difficult for me because you're a Laker fan, and before your time, the Lakers had a great roster with Magic and all these star players, and they figured it out. They ran and break. They had Showtime. LA break was a term. But they still had Kareem on the team, and then when they got crunch time, Skyhook, it became Skyhook time. So great players figure out how to play. I think Embiid's too much of a talent to move away from. You got to be able to find, and I think that Embiid is a low post dominant player. It's not the issue. It's the issue is that your point guard is unconventional in the terms of 15-foot shots and 3-point shots in the 3-point area because everybody's big. That's the issue. If it was a conventional point guard, we wouldn't even have this conversation.
Right.
Like you got it. So I instead of moving Embiid, I would have to work on you becoming a better shooter, and then we can get into the transition game. And what they've been doing in the fourth quarter is giving the ball to Josh Richardson, and that's when it becomes an issue too because now your two best players want to be in post. So I think it becomes more apparent of Ben developing more all-around game, and then you can work with Embiid. I wouldn't move that kind of talent.
But some things is just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, as much as we can say he got to work on it. You know,
But
they're figuring out Westbrook, and Westbrook is shooting 28% from the 3-point line. So now, with that big going, he's able to penetrate much more. You know, and then kick it out to the shooters. So I don't know if it's going to work in the playoffs, but you know, game they able to run. Long as you don't go small ball. I think that was the problem Boston did. Boston went small with them. Yeah. I don't think you go small with them. I think you stay big and you stay pounding it down low, and you stay and you get them in foul trouble. I don't think you go small and play their game because they have some good small people that they're used to playing 5-on-5 with. You know, you're not really used to playing 5-on-5.
You're playing their game.
You're playing their game.
That was always my thing when you play a team like that doesn't score and you don't up the tempo. Like, you're playing their game. Like, you play Princeton, like, you want to up the tempo. I don't care what the score is. You want to press. You want to get this thing to be hectic. You want this thing to be up and down.
Right.
You don't want it to be a slow ball game. And we shall see moving forward. But tonight, the Sixers have the perfect opportunity on the road in Milwaukee to see this post-All-Star break. We're ready to make a run. We haven't done well on the road. You're at the reigning MVP's home tonight. Prime time, I believe. Probably prime ABC game, right? 8:30. Let's see what you got.
And B just said he's the best player on the planet just the other day. So
yeah,
you get to go out one of the people they feel is the best player on the planet.
Yeah. And so you're going to go out the best player on the planet, which is Giannis, who's has really increased his game, and this year he's shooting a little bit more, a little more better, continually working, continually developing. I'm looking forward to see this game tonight, to see who can pull it out. Bucks at home. Who you got?
I gotta go Bucks.
You going Bucks?
Yeah, I gotta go Bucks. You know, as much as I want the Sixers to win, I gotta go Bucks. But I think the Sixers are gonna bring it because Embiid made that statement just the other day.
Yeah.
You know, so that's in the Greek head and in Embiid head. So he just made that statement that he's the best player, but he just doesn't do it on every night. So you got to bring it every night, and I think this is going to be a night he brings it, or at least he's going to shoot a volume of shots tonight. He's going to bring it. Now, if they're going to go in or not, that's something different. But he's going to bring it, his game tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tremendous. This is one of those games you want to see, you want to make a statement. The Bucks. You know, not a big regular season game, but the Bucks want to say, look, we still the squad. You know, we've been balling this year, and we want to keep our momentum up. We don't want to put any confidence in the Sixers, just like y'all. They want to make sure the Sixers believe you guys are still not road worthy when it comes to us and it comes to Toronto. Y'all can't deal with us on our home courts. You know, and that's quiet as Toronto's won so many games in a row, but nobody's talking about that. But it'll be interesting. Good game tonight. But I want to jump into what we have here is something rare. An anticipated heavyweight championship bout, a rematch of James Wilder and Tyson Fury, who battled it out.
Steve just
what's Steve said?
Steve just said he got Bucks by double digits.
Wow, Steve. You didn't give him the Sixers no dab? I guess you got to show me first. We definitely see it tonight, 8:30. Wilder, Fury 2. Controversial fight last time. I thought Fury won even though he got knocked down. Wilder comes with the devastating right to drop Fury, and Fury gets up in one of the great boxing moments because you thought he was out.
I don't know how he got up from that.
And like I said, he got up. Only a man that's been through the things that he's been through in his life gets up from that. Like, you know, I don't get up from that. I went to school, graduated Millersville. You hit me like that, I'm gonna be down. But when you go through life and been through tough, hard, real times, you done got up. He probably been hit harder in certain situations with like a 2x4, like when you had that kind of life. But he got up, he finished, and it set the tone for the rematch. He outboxed, outclassed, frustrated Wilder in the first match. Moving forward, interesting. I want to get to this little interesting fact here that Wilder, who usually comes in at like 220, 219. He weighed in at 231 pounds. This is 12 pounds, about 12 pounds more than he usually weighs in for a fight. Fury came in at 273. He was 250 last fight. What do you take from these weights?
I just think Wilder may just be going up in age. Wilder's always in shape. It's not like he's going to be out of shape. Wilder's in shape.
He looks in shape here.
Yeah, and Fury, I think Fury is going to try to push Wilder around more. I think he's going to try to hit him.
He wants to lean on him.
He's going to lean on him, put his weight on him, try
grab,
to tire him out.
Fake.
Yeah, I think he's going to do more of that. I don't know if that's a good thing there because you're going to be in the line of fire.
But he's 23 pounds heavier than the other fight, though.
Yeah.
That's saying something that
he said he wants to knock Wilder out this fight. He said he doesn't want to leave it to the judges.
But usually Ali, the great one, said, if I want to knock somebody out, I just work the heavy bag. My weight isn't going to fly. I just work the heavy bag. The punches are going to be a little bit more oomph to him, a little more snap, a little more bang.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that he's 23 pounds heavier. Wilder's 12 pounds heavier. Do you think Wilder just felt that he needed to more bulk this fight? Just to deal with Fury, what he's doing? Because you got to have people in each other's camps. Like, what's the talk? These guys come in heavy. He wants to slick you, wants to weigh in you. Wilder may feel like he needs a little more girth. Will he have more power? Will his hand be even stronger that he's at 231 than 219 or 220 that he's usually boxing in at?
Yeah, probably if he could sit down on it. But I don't see Tyson Fury knocking Wilder out, even though he said he wants to. Yeah. Tyson Fury rarely sits down on his punches.
Yeah.
He just touches you all night. He just likes to touch you all night. Then get away.
Can you take the champ's crown by touching him all night?
I think if you touch him the way he did in the first fight, without those two, you take one of those knockdowns away. I think you do take the crown. And the reason why you take the crown is because I'm not really not crowned. Yeah. Nobody took the crown from me. I gave it up because I wanted to party.
Here's the other measurements.
We was gonna say party. He wanted to party.
Yeah.
And the boxing commission took the crown. You know.
I'm the linear champ.
Yeah, nobody's beat me. Let's not forget that, And I just I like Fury. Like I said, I like Fury. He gotta learn that he's fighting somebody now close to his height, so he can't pull straight back.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He pulled straight back and he got caught. But he's normally fighting much smaller guys. He's normally fighting a guy 6'4", or smaller.
And you can do that because
you can pull straight back because that pull you so far away already. But he's fighting somebody close to him, with a reach close to his. Now, if you pull straight back, you in a fire. And that's how he got caught his last time. So he got caught twice, I believe. Both times he got caught, he was pulling straight back.
So, who do you like in the fight?
I like Tyson Fury, but I just don't think he's going to be able to picture a perfect game, like, all night. Like, what we seen was, like, so rare and, like, you can't get hit. Like, that was just so rare to me that you didn't get touched. You didn't get everything he threw was over the head. You ducked, boom, boom, boom.
Is Wilder better than he was when he first fought him? Is he bringing a little more boxing acumen to this fight? Just not the right hand.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's gonna, if he come in like how he came in Ortiz second fight, he came in very patient. Too patient. I don't think he can do that with Fury because Fury's gonna touch him a lot more than Ortiz is. So I don't think he can be that patient. But he's going to come in probably patient and waiting to land the punch like he did with Ortiz. He didn't throw a lot of punches against Ortiz at all that fight. Except when he dropped the hammer down.
I mean, he came with the hammer and took him out.
Yeah.
And is this all right? And there's many outcomes from this. I think there's probably a rematch clause in this thing if Fury wins. But let's say for argument's sake, Wilder wins, and let's say he knocks him out. Is the next fight
has to be
Joshua Wilder?
It has to be. There's no other fight to be made.
And does Joshua's people say, "Look, we got to get this fight in because heck, he might get clipped again"? Like, do you say like,
yeah?
I mean, the fact that they took that fight all the way to Saudi Arabia for the most money possible to make said to me, it's a little confidence thing. Like usually rematch clause. You want to come back into your own turf, your own England, come back home. But they said, look, the most money is over here in Saudi Arabia. That's where we're going to go, and this is where we're going to have the fight. We got to cash this thing out. it would seem like they were always cashed out. And in that fight, the champ really didn't come in shape at all. It seemed like, maybe somebody got to him.
He was partying.
He was partying.
He wasn't used to the life. He's on Twitter now.
Yeah.
He's doing videos right now.
Yeah.
He was talking about Fury fight when he got cut. That's another thing. A lot of people was talking about Fury when he got cut, and that may play a part once you get cut. Well, when Fury got cut his last fight, he turned it up.
Yeah.
Like, it was like he needed to be cut from the beginning. Like, he turned it up. And
like I said, blood and pain is not going to... he's a different cat.
Yeah, and another thing is you don't have to worry about being cut against Wilder because Wilder's not going to hit you with that many punches.
Yeah.
If you get hit by that many punches, you're out. Like, Wilder's not going to land... He's not going to land 28 clean punches to your face. If he hits you 28 times clean to your face, not jabs.
Yeah.
You're going out.
Yeah, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
It's bedtime. It's bedtime if he hits you like that.
Yeah, if he hits you with 28 clean power punches, you're going out. The cut, I don't think it's something to worry about. Maybe if he fought like a Joshua, he had to worry about the cut because Joshua's going to box with him,
Yeah.
But I don't think he has to worry about the cut fighting Wilder. I don't think he's even going to be cut unless a headbutt's happening or something.
Yeah.
I think if he gets hit, he's just going to go down. Like, I don't think it's a problem. The cut is not a problem.
Yeah, and it's going to be styles. The styles make fights. I think Fury is going to bring it. He's going to be awkward. He's going to be feinting. He's going to really test his ability. I think Fury wants more weight or more leverage, like you said, to land and hit on him. But at the same time, I just think Wilder will catch him. I just believe in that.
Like, it's hard to pitch a perfect game. Like, it's like he tried. He almost pulled it off.
Yeah.
He almost pulled it off. He almost outboxed him the whole fight.
I think you're more surprised the first time around. The second time around, it's kind of tougher if you're not the better fighter.
Right.
But I think Fury, as far as awkwardness and fighting and boxing and being
I think he is the better boxer. I don't think that's
but he doesn't have the
question.
power.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question. I think Wilder's going to relax and land that punch sooner than last fight.
Yeah.
I think this is probably...
Some people were saying TKO 8, 9.
Yeah, I believe between the 6th and the 9th is going to be...
A TKO.
Yeah,
so I don't... take that, and Jonathan is saying take that to the bank.
Yeah.
you can take that and make some money off that.
I believe between the 6th and the 9th is going to happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go that long. But if it goes 12... And if it goes 12, Fury's going to win by decision.
Your decision. Do you think? Okay, if Fury wins, is it a rematch or does he fight Joshua?
If the rematch is not in there, he fights Joshua. I don't think he takes the chance. You don't take the chance with Wilder again.
Yeah, you don't get that right at home. Yeah, you go in whatever it is, and you go in and you fight Joshua for the money. You might be able to beat Joshua. Joshua's, I don't know, the confidence there. For Joshua.
I think the good thing with Joshua was he'd been knocked down before, but him being knocked down on prime time like that, I think it helped me more than you put me in a position, it would have helped me more.
I called him the temple
than hurt me. That would have helped me more as far as my boxing career. Me getting hit by, like he was like, I wish it was Wilder. I don't think you wish it was Wilder. I think you're happy that it wasn't. So now when you go into this Wilder fight, you're gonna be more prepared. I believe that helped him more than hurt him. That's what a loss is supposed to do to the great fighters.
You want to come back.
Correct.
You want to come back with fire, determination, where to go. Definitely check it out. More TV tonight. The fight, big time. But Jonathan, next week I want to talk about. We will be in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Going home to Chester, PA. We will be at the Larimer starting at 2:00, doing a pregame viewing party for the Union home opener, the Philadelphia Union, not their home opener, but their season opener. They'll be on the road, so Larimer is doing a watch party. So we'll be down there from 2 to 4 before the soccer game at the brewery, talking soccer in the Union. Great place. Check out Larimer. Great beers. Definitely, most likely have a food truck down there, and we'll be talking some soccer. Get your soccer game on, man. Definitely.
Yep. I can't wait to get there.
Yeah, we're gonna have
They got the process down there.
Yep. You're Sixers fans.
Sixers fans. They got a beer called the process.
So definitely, we'll be down there. We'll definitely check it out. Definitely. What's up with the Lakers, man? They all right?
They just made a move. They're trying to make a move, buy out. Getting out Morrison brother.
Oh, the Morrison, the other twin.
The other twin had twin against twin.
Twin versus twin.
They made a move. Well, it's not done yet because he has to get brought out. Pistons is buying everybody out. I guess they just trying to clean shop. Like
anybody, the Pistons got anybody the Sixers can use?
Yeah.
I mean, Drummond, he's still on the squad. What's he doing out there?
They just buying everybody out.
I mean, I guess you got to. I mean, it's that time of year going forward. It's what you want to do. You want to make moves, you got to make them.
Yeah.
And be able to get your team in a better position to win. That's why I say definitely next year, the Horford move, Buddy Hield, let it happen. Be the perfect best of both worlds out here. Definitely. Next week, on location, 2 o'clock, Larimer Brewery, Philadelphia Union season opener watch party. We'll definitely be down there checking it out, having a good time. Everybody come on out, and we'll see you next week. Sunni Jennings, Jonathan Moore signing off. Sports Talk Live for the culture. Peace, and we out.
Peace out.